Hello and welcome back to our Round 3 Back 9 coverage from the 2019 European Open presented by Innova Disc Golf. We are here in Nokia, Finland. Seksikäs commentary team, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
Hey, tervetuloa. That is hello and welcome, as best as I can do in Finnish. And just a little quick recap, we saw Ricky Wysocki with an awesome start, just really looking like he was going to walk away. Things kind of slowed down for him in the back nine, and McBeth picked up a couple strokes, not even by doing anything too crazy. Eagle McMahon is off to a good start. Austin Hannum's had a little bit of struggles, but he's definitely looking to pick something back up here on this back nine where things get pretty treacherous.
Hole 10, par 4, 230 meters, 755 feet. You see the OB line there on the left. You also have the OB line long near the walking path and this fence of the soccer field. So big drive going flat to hyzer as far as these players can get it to go, trying to skip left and set up a mid-range hyzer into this basket. You do have that OB long, though, you have to be thinking about. The wind is down. I expect this to just be huge.
Yep, that's good.
That's not... I wouldn't call it huge.
No, it's good, though.
But it is good.
It's really good.
Based on what he's capable of, I think he's probably taking speed off. He's probably going fairway or like a PD type speed disc, perhaps, because he's not going for that huge shot around the corner.
That's really where you want to be. That's a good angle for Paul. Not as far down the fairway as Eagles, but be able to access the pin well from there.
Whoa. A little bit of a late release.
And that's not going to be in any danger of going out of bounds. Actually, should be just fine.
He doesn't like it.
Is this too tight? This is in danger of being out of bounds.
I think he got safe.
But yeah, wow.
Maybe.
Definitely pushing it all the way to the limit. That was a good shot. That'll set up a nice downhill birdie putt for Austin. Paul playing the skip, slide, roll,
wow,
approach.
That's a good spot to be.
Done very well. Yep.
Mark it bullseye.
Eagle having some issues with his hat, and look at that, Ricky just barely stayed in bounds. I believe that's his pig.
Wow. Rick pushes it to the limit, and then stands right on the razor's edge and pops it into the bullseye.
Oh, man.
Austin with a disappointing dropped putt there. Never had the height.
Paul McBeth. Whoa, you don't see that on an uphill putt. There's no reason to come up low there.
No way.
It's kind of a nightmarish.
Putting round for Austin has been disastrous thus far.
I don't know if I had a bad angle or not, but that looked like it kind of spit through the chains a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, a result's a result. You know,
sure.
You would hope it would catch, but man, it's like you got to feel for him. That's like quite a few from a pretty pedestrian distance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like the spit outs happen on rounds like this. When you miss a couple short ones and you finally make one and then it spits out. Oh. La Mirada is such a beautiful park.
Hole 11, par 3, 394 feet, 120 meters. This one is very, very treacherous. You can just see the basket there coming into view. You've got the little out-of-bounds pond, out-of-bounds rough on the left, out-of-bounds path on the right. Big hyzer is a great play here. Some of these players even might opt to go all the way around the back.
Mm-hmm. Eagle's been trying to spike it in short, and this one, is not looking good. He keeps trying to go to this bulky left side. I think he's gone too. Oh, once again.
He just finds that corner.
And he keeps making that putt, too. So I really just, I've called him left and sawed off 3 times in a row now, and he's proved me wrong. First 2 times.
Oh, no.
That was looking perfect.
That was like an ace run on the skip if it can get over the lip of that pond. But he is OB.
Tough break.
This looks great. Oh, shoot. I think he's safe, but man, I thought he had beaten that tree. Came up just a little short. And
Awesome.
The only hope is to go all the way around now. I don't know if this has the energy. Yeah. I gotta think it crossed, even if it's out now.
It is out. That was a dramatic, long, slow walk. No,
I thought it crossed.
It definitely crossed. That is a bad break for Austin. Oh, a great approach shot. So it may not have made a difference, but man, he definitely rolled over the line from my perspective.
I thought so too.
Paul over the top, a really tricky lie. Rick having to make this putt for par, otherwise, once again, he'll be losing a stroke.
Oh, he thought he had it. That was a huge putt, nearly. What a save.
What a tough 4 to take after being inches away from perfection, both on the tee shot and the putt.
Oh.
Eagle.
Well, that was weird.
Paul with a good par putt. And so thankfully, probably a similar result had he played it from where he potentially crossed. Although
wouldn't you love to have a 40-footer instead of go over the trees with a scary forehand?
That was a great approach shot. Good force save for Austin.
It was. Hole 12, par 4, 168 meters, 551 feet straight ahead. It's got a low ceiling start as you go up and over this ridge. Finishing right is much better than finishing left, so you will see players go with that forehand or roller. The other popular play is the really high anhyzer, trying to go over all the trees, again, to find that right side landing zone that sets you up to go straight at the pin instead of having to play kind of a blind low ceiling hyzer shot into this green. Look at Eagle just lining that pink stripe up with the pink on the shorts.
I've been trying to find a time to mention it, and you finally said something about it. But
it's the next level. I've never even thought of such a thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if he ever thought of it or if it's just blind luck.
I wouldn't want to question a man of his talents.
Yeah, you're right.
As something so obvious as blind luck like that.
I mean, he did buy that shirt, so he knows what he's doing.
And Paul, does this ever come down? I don't believe that.
I don't think it did. I think he might have stayed. Yeah, look at the camera. Zoom in. He has stayed in the tree. That's not going to be a penalty or anything, but hopefully he can get that disc back.
It also is going to cost him quite a bit of distance. And
wow, way too much cut after hitting the tree, and Rick's going to be in the woods. I would venture to say birdie is off the table from there.
Mm-hmm. Austin, low zip line drive. The only problem with being up there is a very low ceiling.
Honestly, he's not up there anymore.
That roll is a good roll to come down the hill.
Ricky with the escape roller.
Oh,
I think they did it again.
It's hard to say.
Impressive stuff. This is going to be a tricky forehand.
Look at this. And there's a great hill there, so you can throw a hard shot like that, and Austin's not worried about going past the basket.
Whoa. Is this going to make it through? Wow.
What do you mean? It's perfect.
Big Germ is making a funny. That was not perfect. I'm surprised that fought through all that. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's the Bengal Tiger. That's what he calls that one.
Makes sense. And that is not a good approach.
This is where Ricky... No, I think we missed one of Ricky's shots.
While Paul was throwing or trying to decide his lie, I think Ricky threw his approach shot to there, jump putted it.
So Ricky's looking at a bogey.
No, his drive was down.
He threw a roller up out of the woods.
Austin Hannum again. Unreal. This is not the Austin Hannum that we're used to seeing, and it's not what got him here in the first place.
So Paul in for par. Eagle makes birdie.
Hannum in for par.
And I feel like this might be a bogey.
Okay. All right. I stand corrected. I sit corrected.
And look at that. Paul hooking up a young kid who must have got his disc down for him. Gave him a disc.
That's using your power for good there, as that's going to make that kid's day, week, maybe year.
Yeah, absolutely. Hole 13, par 4, 182 meters, 597 feet. Over another ridge, similar to the last hole. You got to go low ceiling power, get over this and out into the open to set up an easy approach shot. The basket only guarded by this one big tree. You can go around it with a backhand hyzer or a forehand hyzer, and actually it's in the circle, so you could even go straight at it and hit it and still maybe get away with it and have a birdie putt that's pretty makeable.
Eagle just getting through the gap, not worrying about throwing too flat of a line, just getting out there to the right side of the fairway.
Oh, yeah. Eagsy's going to love that. That's a great shot.
Mm-hmm. Paul, great shot over the hill. I believe this might be the hole where he hurt his knee several years ago when he won the tournament.
Oh, really?
With a hurt knee. I think back in 2013, maybe 2015, actually.
Another great shot.
And Rick's just crushed this one up the fairway. You can go backhand or forehand from there. The forehand is a little bit more obstructed because the ceiling is a bit lower.
How about that for a worst drive in the group?
Yeah, that's
where Austin just was.
Pretty incredible. Oh, and Austin almost giving hit metal. And that's going to be a tricky putt, not for someone who's putting well, but for Austin who's had just a really nightmare putting round. Hopefully he can connect on that one and get his momentum turned around.
An Eagle way down the hill. That should be at least 10 meters. That is the hardest part about this approach. You're like, okay, definitely get it around the tree, and then as soon as it comes out of your hand, I feel like I often am like, slow down, slow down, slow down. Because it just gets away quick and goes off that little hill. Paul has the opposite problem, though, coming up well short.
And that tree's about 8 meters away from the basket, so you know if you just get right past it, you're pretty much in Parkland, Utah.
And Rick just on the fringe, going to be a 7-8 meter putt as well. Oh, man.
Wow, that looked great. Paul, off again. There's something weird going on in the air right now. And look at these scores, too. They're all kind of coming together, seems like. Rick in for the birdie, but McBeth missing an opportunity there to keep it a 3-stroke game. And he's already lost the battle of second place to McMahon with Eagles birdie on hole 12. And that's a good birdie to putt to see from Austin as he makes a good putt.
No one's playing fantastic, but Eagle is still bogey free, and I think he's starting to kind of put his mark on this round. He's the one playing the most solid so far. Hole 14, par 3, 112 meters, 367 feet. This one is just a slight right bend. Backhand turnover is a great option, as well as a forehand. The creek in the middle places casual water, so you don't really have to worry about any out of bounds on this hole. The trees on the right are pretty thick, so players are going to want to make sure they just hit this gap and fade gently to the right.
If that has the right height, that's going to be great. Yeah.
Beautiful shot.
You got to keep this one low to avoid that high ceiling. Rick, this is going to be right
Yeah, this could be trouble.
Way right.
There's some places in those woods that are pretty easy, and there's some places that it's like forehand roller time to try to get out of there.
Yeah, no kidding. Eagles had great success on this hole so far. Another one inside the circle, and this could be an opportunity for Eagle to pick up another stroke on Rick.
And Paul's early. Fights through it, but still quite some distance left.
Not a very beast-like round for the beast.
Not so far. Ooh, so close.
Everything is right there, but man, he's going to take a seat and just think about things because he's just barely off. But man, barely off out here can be, as you see Ricky, he's going Sky Anheuser forehand.
And he's not even out.
Wow. So scratch that. This could be an opportunity for Eagle to pick up 2 strokes potentially. If Wysocki is unable to make that putt, we're going to see a 1-stroke game.
Okay, he's most of the way out. I thought it could have been worse.
Okay, that's a great par putt from still 28 feet to connect on that one with kind of an awkward stance, having to go straddle.
Yeah.
Austin,
nice drive
yeah,
there.
back-to-back birdies for Austin. He's going to have the tee box going into the final 4. We need to come up with a good name for these 4 because this is where things really get interesting.
I feel like we should just call them the back 9. Yeah, there's obviously only 4.
Yeah,
Hole 15, par 4, 201 meters, 659 feet, going way downhill to a very small landing zone. All these players are probably going to attack that second landing zone over the out-of-bounds creek. You can do that via the big hyzer around the pine trees, or you can go with a low fairway driver and just hammer it hard, try to get over the creek and not fade too much left because there's out-of-bounds down that entire left side. Here's that low shot. This looks
I love it.
Beautiful.
I love this shot. Austin has committed to it, hammered it.
That's one of the best I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's not only perfect middle, but very far down the fairway.
Mm-hmm. Right height, right commitment. This shot is so much further to go. That high hyzer, keeping that distance and not fading OB left. Eagle is going to be out of bounds.
Out, yeah.
I like this from Rick. This is plenty wide.
Nice.
And I think that's going to swing into the fairway. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful.
Sweet.
Paul going to Austin Hannum out, but this isn't looking good.
And that's OB in a bad place.
He's going to have to, he's taken plenty of relief straight back of the line of play to go forehand, and he had the same problem in round 2, and it looks like he's out of bounds again.
It looks like it might be in the paint. We'll have to wait on the score ticker to know the result of that one.
Mm-hmm. That is certainly really close.
Going to be a group call, I would think. Nice shot there from Eagle.
It's so rare to see McBeth make OB on the same hole 2 rounds in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not a thing we see him do. And Rick making good work there with his pig approach.
Look at that drive.
You're not going to see too many better than that one right there, folks. And Austin is starting to pick up fire here when it matters most. All right, that's a good. Okay, so there's just a bogey.
2 OBs.
2 OBs. Putt was for 5. And Rick in for the birdie. 2-stroke swing just like that. We've been seeing swings all around the course all day today, it seems like. Each player picking different spots that kind of light it up and fall asleep. And right now, Austin Hannum is the one that's kind of waking up a bit and picking up fire on this stretch that really can make or break your round.
Absolutely. 16th, par 4, 222 meters, 728 feet. Bunker rules on this hole, so anything outside the paint is going to be a rethrow from previous lie, but with no penalty. So you could see a player miss this island crossing. They're just going to tee it up again right away from the same spot they just threw. And it's not as punishing as you were used to for an island hole. You can still kind of come back from a big mistake.
And that being said, it's still the 5th hardest hole.
Yeah.
Still averages 4.19. Could you imagine the scoring average if this hole were played as normal OB rules?
It would be
Or not
bad.
normal OB rules, but the stroke and distance like it had previously been played.
Yeah, it would be way worse.
These drives are both really wide. Rick is...
Yeah, wow.
That is going to be a tough spot to get up and down, and we've seen Ricky struggle on this hole in the past. It may only be once, but I think he potentially has lost this tournament 2 times just because of his score in 16. That's going back to the days where this was stroke and distance and Ricky was taking 7s or 8s on this hole.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really take a 7 or 8 on this hole anymore unless you just
you can
have the worst day of your life.
You can, but not these guys won't. So Ricky he's pretty far back.
He's going backhand here. I don't know if this has enough. It does. No way.
Wow.
Skips onto the top of the bales and spins off. And Rick has to rethrow and
gotta stick this to save par.
Hay bale in the air. Are you kidding me?
Okay, how about your 3rd best disc? It starts to get tougher and tougher with every miss.
Yeah, and Rick sticks it. Oh,
whoa.
My gosh, just barely hangs on. Oh, wow, so we are going to see something change here in the leaderboard. Maybe not Ricky coming down off that lead, but that gap will certainly be closed in a bit. And Austin Hannum again attacking, throwing great shots here at the end of the round.
He's stacking up birdies here on the most difficult part of the course.
Paul, he's a shark. He tastes blood. And this is an opportunity for Eagle to bring that deficit to 1 stroke with a birdie here. And yeah, I think he'll birdie.
Yeah, I feel good about it. Spin that one back. Let's take another look. I think this does come up and make contact with the pole. Absolutely.
Yeah. The impressive gallery is impressed, rightfully so, and Austin is now showcasing what got him here in the first place. Ricky, that's a bogey that feels a lot better than that triple bogey that would have been in years prior.
Yep.
Or would that have been a quadruple bogey? It's hard to keep track anymore.
It was 2 OBs, so it would have been 2 shots worse.
Okay.
Hole 17, par 3, 140 meters, 459 feet. One of the most difficult holes you're ever going to play. Nothing in the way, but just trying to control your speed with that slope to get close enough to make a putt but not go out of bounds is so difficult at 140 meter distance.
Austin is definitely a player who has the forehand range to get there, but this is not wide enough to attack, but is also in that nice range where he does not have to worry about it skipping OB.
That's a friendly roll.
Yeah, it certainly is. And he could even maybe give it that a generous, soft bid, if those 2 words make sense together.
Eagle is so much hyzer on the disc.
Now this is where they get really skippy at the top of the hill. Another 5 to 10 feet right where it gets flat. A lot of shots just shoot right and are in danger of going out of bounds right. And
a little too much turn for Paul.
Paul has had, surprisingly uncharacteristic back 9. He has even par, 1 bogey, 1 par on the round, on the back 9, I should say.
Does this have enough distance? Maybe with a friendly roll?
Don't get too friendly.
Don't get too friendly. Yeah, this is in actually some danger if it tips over. Okay. Good.
Yep.
Precarious. Paul will lay up smartly from there.
And if there's any wind on the course, that layup is not an easy shot to throw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
What a great run. Who better in the game at that distance for that kind of putt that is scary? I put 3 of the guys on this card as the 3 that I would put up the money to make that putt.
players tapping in pars here.
That's a score you're going to see. Most of the time, this hole is 51% par, only 10% birdie.
We are at the 2016 Kona Pista Open. 2 holes to play. I'm 2 strokes behind KJ and Paul McBeth. What I had to do was obvious. Eagle ace. Put a really good drive out there. Found myself 150 feet short. I was talking to my dad about it. I need to throw this in. Grabbed my most understable P2. Gave it plenty of air, plenty of power. And I just watched it glide, glide, glide. Hit the chains, heard that sound, and then it was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be beaten today. Winning in front of my dad was honestly a dream come true, and I couldn't have done it without my P2.
You're going to have to give me a minute, Nate.
What a moment that was, man. I remember that shot. Incredible. I was on that card, but I wasn't in the battle. Hole 18, par 4, 211 meters, 692 feet. This one is going straight ahead to start, but there's OB everywhere. One of the most famous holes in our sport. And just to top it off, the little tall basket at the end. I think you'll see these guys play backhand, flat shot, hyzering in just before those trees at the end, hopefully. The danger here is just that you go straight in the middle of one and it really ruins your chances of the birdie you've been dreaming of.
Oh, it's a great shot from Austin. He's just continuing this great final stretch of the round. This is a really good looking tee shot as well from Eagle.
Yes.
These are in great spots. All these trees right here can really get tricky with a good drive. You kind of get penalized when you're near one of these, but those are steer clear of any obstructions, and they should be able to throw good approaches to the basket here. And
oh, boy.
McBeth has found one of those trees. He might be able to turn his back to the basket and get a full swing.
Maybe. Ricky calling for it to sit.
I think that'll be fine. He's done enough distance that it actually bulges out there.
Maybe right behind it. We'll see what he's got. He's okay.
Yep. And what I like to do here is pick one of the flags and just dedicate this shot to that country in the background. It kind of is a good aiming point, the right height.
Wow.
And Rick has dedicated that one maybe to America.
Well, what country produces the most hay? Because I feel like he was aiming for that.
I think that's France.
I very much doubt it, but maybe. And another one off the hay.
Austin just wants this round to start over. Can we just go to hole 1 and continue our 4th round right now?
He's going to finish -5 on the final 6.
Yeah, he wants to keep playing.
That's unbelievably good, especially given the fact that he was over par for the round before that. Mm-hmm. Incredible. Great shot from Eagle. And what does Paul do?
I think he's going to go for it. If he was on the right side of this tree, he would not be able to throw, but he's got full stance, and he's got a full delivery here. This is...
Stay out of the OB.
Pushing it. Oh, my gosh. What did he hit?
The stage. That's a good break.
If I hit the stage, I think the stage breaks. My disc is out of bounds and lost.
That's a good break.
McBeth.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, how many of those today is what he just said? And the answer is
too many.
Way too many. At least 4 that were just an inch low or an inch high. We see Eagle hit putts like these all the time, and once again,
so good at that.
It's just I love the fist bump. What a putt, though. I mean, look, you see thousands of people behind you.
Bogey free 10 under.
And a round that just wasn't ever that exciting for Eagle. He played some really nice shots, just put together a good solid round, never made any mistakes. Next thing you know, 10 under par, hot round of the day. And just like that, with Ricky's birdie here, we have a 1-stroke separation between Ricky Wysocki and Eagle McMahon. McBeth falling back just a little bit, only shooting a 300 for the day. He's going to be 5 back of Ricky's pace. And the Estonian Albert Tam, I played with him in round 3 or round 2 and round 3, and he really has a lot of game. It's going to be exciting to watch him in round 4.
Take me back to hole 16. 3 shots to get to the island. What's going through your mind at that time?
Yeah, well, I threw a semi-bad drive. I threw it on the gravel, so it was a really bad run up, and I didn't really have a good plant. And so I actually thought about laying up on that hole, but I was feeling it, and I threw 2 shots OB, and the third one just barely stayed in bounds. But I bounced and skipped up onto the hay bales and fell off, so I was pretty unlucky to get that bogey. But I've lost the tournament on that hole before, and just taking a bogey, I think that if that's my worst score, I'll take that for the weekend. In the past, I've ruined it on that hole, but I'm definitely not going to think about that tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be all focused. It's going to be focused on the now and not the past. So I think that I'm getting a lot better at that, and I think that that's why I can really put that past me and really execute the shot tomorrow.
The coolest thing was I had a really fun night last night. I did some sauna, I went swimming, and just got everything in order. Then I got to the course today. Warm-up was great with Seth, and then right before the round, UC said, "This is your day, Kotka." And I just kind of went with that vibe all day. Things were feeling pretty good, but it definitely felt like I had to work pretty hard for that score. But I made a lot of corrections opposed to previous days, and overall, I'm happy with my performance today. It's really crazy. Like today, I feel like I wasn't really battling Ricky. It was more of me battling the course. I know that sounds really cliche, but I feel like I'm just kind of lost in the moment out here, just looking down the fairways, seeing all the people. My main concern today was making sure I played well enough to be on lead card tomorrow, just so I can be there firsthand and just experience all the people. And that's really what drove me today. But I'm sure tomorrow will be maybe a little bit different, since I'm actually in a pretty good position right now to potentially win. So I look forward to the battle that's in store for tomorrow, and good luck, Ricky.
Oh, good luck, Ricky.
Yeah, watch out. I think he's going to be battling Ricky tomorrow. He might have been up against the course today, but tomorrow you couldn't ask for more. A motivated and angry Paul McBeth,
Yeah.
5 shots back. Ricky and Eagle right there, 1 stroke apart at the top. It's going to be fireworks. It's going to be an incredible day. World record, most spectators ever. I'm going to call it now. It's going to be amazing out there. So come back and join us on Spin TV for the 2019 European Open final round.
So Seksikäs signing off.